In the name of my health and yours, Holmes, stop smoking so much. There is more fog in our apartment than in the street.
You are right, Watson, but this evening is never ending, and I have nothing to do but make smoke rings. A more amusing pastime would suit better, but my doctor is against it.
Perhaps a little tune on the violin.
My heart is not in it tonight, Watson. Have you noticed how this cigarette burns? Would you not say it is like a life being consumed? How many lives will end tonight in London? How many crimes will be committed within the life of a single cigarette? Ah, the vanity of existence. It is but complaints and smoke, the meagre panache of its sickly soul.
The tobacco is giving you very sombre thoughts. I am certain that this inactivity will not last. Let's retire. You'll be in better humour tomorrow.
Reason speaks. Let's to bed.
Hey, Bubba.
Come this way, my lovely. We'll have a right good time. Wait, let me help you.
Oh, that's a pantry.
Oh, it's my hair that pleases you.
Is it? Oh. Isn't your pants undone? Are they falling off? Is he stabbing him with a stick? Oh, nope, it's a knife.
The news is as dark as the sky, Holmes. An inquest has been opened into the murder of a poor woman in the East End. The unfortunate girl was discovered last night, lying in the street, still warm. The murderer was filled with an incredible savagery. Oh, the article gave me shivers down my spine. The inspectors in charge of the case don't seem to have even the slightest lead. A similar murder took place less than a month ago.
Ah, love. A romantic walk, a kiss in the moonlight, a polite refusal, a terrible anger, and a hanging.
This area of Whitechapel is a disgrace to London. The government should take serious note of what is going on there.
Whitechapel? This woman was found in Whitechapel?
Yes,
Why is
indeed.
that important?
Bucks Row, to be specific.
Then it was not a question of romance, but of commerce. Unless these women actually take pleasure in the vice, the female nature is completely...
Holmes, do you hear yourself? A woman is dead under unspeakable circumstances. No less than any other, she was a human and one of Her Majesty's subjects. None of these streetwalkers of which you speak have any other way to survive but by selling their bodies. You know as well as I that our era is not a gentle one, and these women don't have much to look forward to. Some grace, if you would. Do not refuse them your compassion.
Do not say another word, my dear Watson. We shall leave immediately for Whitechapel.
to the scene of the crime?
No, I think it would be better to arrive there a bit later once night has fallen. At the moment, the spot will be overrun by police officers and spectators. It would be impossible to investigate properly.
Then
Yeah,
where
but
are we going, Holmes?
Wouldn't
The
the
best
evidence
thing
be
to do
gone by
would be
then?
to head to the police station and attempt to get a copy of the preliminary reports.
But the article in the Star seemed quite complete to me.
You must know, Watson, that journalists often draw conclusions from the facts without a proper understanding of how to do this delicate task. We must obtain the reports from the inspector in charge, as well as those from the coroner.
Very well, Holmes, but all the same.
It seems to me that I have a map of London somewhere, Watson. Can you find it and locate Whitechapel while I get ready?
You are too kind, Holmes. Searching through your mess?
Oh, yes, thank you. First person. You control Dr. Watson. Somebody help. There we go. Oh God, so worried. Third crime of man. Huh. Why is this pointer? Oh.
A map of London, at last. Let's see. The district of Whitechapel.
Why is it all painted off?
I found the map, Holmes, and I was able to locate the Whitechapel police station.
Congratulations, Watson. Come, the game is afoot. You can read the article to me on the way.
Can you read to me?
We have arrived, Watson, in Whitechapel.
Not very bright, and what cold! Brr, a typical London morning.
Come, Watson, let's find this police station.
Well, this station isn't very well kept, I say.
It's a local outpost, Watson. The daily tasks that confront these constables are not the easiest, and they are poorly paid.
This police station is like a laundry. What a scandal.
Hey, leave them alone. Maybe they have to join the force here.
These archives are impressive. I bet they have been carefully conserved, classified and indexed in order to follow the evolution of criminality in this area with extreme precision.
doubt this.
Wouldn't you say, Holmes?
No.
Given their condition, more likely for lighting the furnace, Watson.
Gentlemen, welcome.
Hello, I would like to speak with the Chief Inspector, if you please.
Constable Humphreys here. I am the only one in at the moment. What do you want with the chief?
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I am...
Sherlock Holmes? The detective that I read about in the papers? Well, that's a treat, that is. You come about the Buck Road case, have you? Indeed, we...
Not at all. We were just passing by chance.
missing
You say
activated.
that there was a crime recently.
You don't know? You must be the only folk in London who haven't heard.
It won't be long until you find the culprit, no doubt.
Nothing is less certain. Suspects, zero. Clues, zero. It's not good for us, especially not in this district.
I think it's my fan activating it. Oh, sorry.
Listen, this isn't what I came here for, but if I can be of service, in a confidential capacity, of course, if you can entrust me with a copy of the preliminary reports, I could study them and return later with my conclusions.
It's just that these are official documents. I can't take a decision like that without the inspectors. The sooner we know the facts in the file, the sooner we can be of help, my friend. So, if you are Sherlock Holmes, you can find anything, isn't that true? With your magnifying glass, Footprints?
My performances are often
Oh,
embellished
I'm
by my
sorry.
biographer.
Why are you
Oh, good.
around my
Good.
foot? I'm sorry,
I will
Bubba.
give you the reports, but could you do me a small favour first? During my rounds, I dropped a leather folder containing some papers. Nothing of importance, but it's a big mistake. I would go looking for it myself, but I am stuck here on duty. I must have lost it near the seedy boarding house not far from here. Left when you leave the courtyard and left again in the lane. Perhaps you could go, ask around. We shall see what we can do.
Okay.
Are we going to go look for these documents?
Why not? It'll give us an occasion to take a tour of the district, Watson.
Left.
Good day, sir. You wouldn't happen to have seen a leather folder on the ground around here, would you?
Good day, gentlemen. Finley, caretaker of this building. Here to serve. And yes, less than an hour ago. But some of the local urchins picked it up and God only knows where it might be now.
That's unfortunate. This police bag contained documents that the local police will miss.
You're inspectors.
Not at all. I am Dr. Watson, and this is Sherlock Holmes, the detective.
Sherlock Holmes, the great detective. You must be here about last night's murder. Have you discovered the identity of the poor woman?
Indeed, I'd only to read the papers.
Mine is dated from this morning, and it does not say who it is.
I'm not really engaged in this case, but if I can help the police, I will do so willingly.
Oh, to be sure. I've been told that Inspector Aberline is in charge. A very capable man.
So, according to you, I have no chance of finding this folder then?
Indeed. But I, on the other hand, should be able to find it. Do me a favour in exchange. A vagrant comes almost every night to sleep in one of the nooks not far from my windows. He coughs, howls, sometimes even sings. He's quite hefty and I don't dare approach him. I've lost 3 tenants because of him. If it's you who speaks to the police, they will take this matter more seriously. Tell them about the captain. They'll know who you're talking about. In the meantime, I'll find your police bag.
Oh, another Whitechapel mystery. Horrible murder.
Let's go to the police station.
Oh, I need a map. Boarding house.
So, gentlemen, have you found my police bag?
Not quite yet. Do you know a vagrant who goes by the name of the Captain?
Captain? Yes, an old sailor, strong as a Turk and tattooed from head to toe. The drink has turned him into a derelict.
He appears to be causing some problems for the caretaker of the building at the end of the street.
What do you want us to do? Every night, stairwells, halls and porches become public dormitories, and people don't only come to sleep. I believe this man has a niece who puts him up sometimes. Her lodgings are in Commercial Street, right after the alley with the boarding house. You won't forget my folder, will you?
Trying to, not to.
Do you believe this woman will agree to have her uncle stay with her?
No idea. Oh well, let's go see her just the same.
Actual fuck, Watson.
There. This is where the niece of the captain must live. Good day, miss. Would you happen to be the niece of the man known as the captain?
Oh, yes, that would be me. What has he done this time? He isn't... Oh my god, I'm on my way.
Miss, we have come to ask if you could have your uncle come live with you. He sleeps under the windows of a boarding house, causes the caretaker no end of problems.
I know. I've lodged him for a while, and he was the same here. My landlord made me kick him out. I'm ashamed, you know. I never should have, given the state of his health. He coughs day and night.
There might be a way to calm his cough. I am a doctor. I could examine him.
He went to see a doctor at the clinic. But the medicine costs too much. I can hardly pay my rent.
We will see to it. Where might your uncle be found?
I don't know. He must be in the vicinity, but I don't know exactly where.
We will find him.
Holmes, this is serious. Find an alcoholic in Whitechapel? A needle in a haystack would be easier.
Come, dear doctor, let's trust to our lucky star. Moreover, we also have our informers, remember?
Are you referring to those brats to whom you are always giving charity?
Exactly, my secret police. Some of them must surely roam in this area. It suffices to find them.
Oh. Or zoom in on one. Hey, there he is. Hey.
Hello, young man. How are you?
I recognize him. It's the lad who sells newspapers, who is always calling outside our windows at Baker Street, early in the morning.
Hello, Mr. Holmes. It's a treat to see you again. What can I do?
Would you happen to know an old sailor who goes by the name of the captain? A poor man who hits the bottle a bit hard.
Of course, Mr. Holmes. He's there at the end of the street. Round to the left he is. But be careful. He can be a tough customer, that one.
Very good, my young man. The doctor will give you a little something. Watson?
Huh? I say, Holmes?
Is he always such a skinflint with you, Mr. Holmes? Well, thanks to you, Mr. Holmes. Anytime you need me.
What the fuck is he yelling all about? God damn. What street? Bad Street? Bad Street. Let's keep pressing the spacebar.
I can hear someone coughing more than is natural, Holmes.
Yes, Watson. The poor man cannot be too far away.
That sounds like he has, the black cough. Black lung?
If, in order to listen to us, this man imposes as condition that we find his pet cockroach, there will be another murder in Whitechapel today, Watson. Yours.
Ah. He is in a critical state, Holmes. He has barely a month left.
Is there a way, dear doctor, to ensure that this last month passes in silence?
Really, Holmes, sometimes you... Oh, really? I will make note of some medicine to get immediately that will relieve his pain.
Very well. I will locate an apothecary or a clinic.
Dead. Dead end, I get it, because he's dying.
This building is a clinic.
Thank you, that's why we came here. Who do I talk to? I don't see anyone here. Oh, there he is.
Good day, sir. Dr. Gibbons. You aren't from around these parts.
Indeed, Doctor. It is for someone from your neighbourhood that I am here, though. His doctor asked that I acquire some medicine on his behalf. I have the note here.
Dr. Watson? Not from round here neither. This medication is quite dear. Certain documents are necessary to obtain them for free.
I don't have it. You'll have to accept my spare change. Will it be enough?
Enough to relieve your patient for a month. Would you like me to make this prescription available after that time?
Good.
According to Dr. Watson, that won't be necessary.
The possibility of a recovery?
A definitive one, yes.
There, sir.
Thank you.
Oh, Holmes. Well, Well, he would recover after he's
It's
dead.
rather quiet here.
An unusual chain of events. The majority of the people hereabouts went out last night to see the great fire at the warehouse. The patients that I was minding and my staff were no exception. The former were dramatically healed, and the latter ended up sick. And with the murder last night, most of the people who weren't working wandered over to the scene of the crime. Their little aches and pains will wait until tonight or tomorrow.
A squalid murder, it would seem.
Just like what this area has become.
My thanks, Doctor.
Not at all.
Oh, Holmes. As we plan across the street, go right, and to the gate of the church. No? Right here?
For Whitechapel Church, the clock is wrong. Whitechapel Street. Whitechapel Street.
Mwah. No.
Here is the medication, Watson. Is our man movable?
He should be able to stand in a few minutes and will no longer be suffering from his cough before long.
Consider the affair resolved. Accompany him to his niece's while I return to the boarding house, and then join me at the police station. Let's return to the boarding house. I have good news for you, Mr. Finley. We have sent a captain to stay with a relative, and he shouldn't bother you for a while.
I also have some good news. I have your police bag.
Thank you. I bid you good day.
Oh, it was nothing. Tell me, one of my wife's friends lost...
Another day, Finley. Another day. Let's go to the police station. Are you sure it's the police bag that you lost?
Yes, but someone attempted to force it open. They didn't succeed, but now the lock is stuck. Perhaps you could...
Let's see.
I need context, game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Oh, I see what I'm doing. Oh, okay. I see what I'm doing now. Bottom left twice. And then 1, 2.
All done.
I got it.
Ah, a big thank you, Mr. Holmes.
Think nothing of it, my friend. So, the reports.
Why don't you wait till the inspectors get back? You would certainly learn more.
If I wanted to meet the inspectors, I would have done so. So, give me the preliminary reports, and above all, do not mention my visit to anyone. Is that clear?
Sure, if that's what you want. Here are the reports.
Thank you.
Death of Polly Niccolo? Fucking Polly Nicholas. Last body repair of Dr. Henry Lewin, surgeon. Her throat has been cut from the left to right. Two distinct cuts on the left side, the windpipe, gullet, and spinal cord being cut through. Ugh. Abdomen have been cut open from the center, the bottom, under the. Also cut in several places and two small stabs in the private parts. Ew. Left done by a left-handed person.
Have you obtained the preliminary reports?
Yes, we'll read them on the go. Let's to the scene of the crime at Bucks Row, Watson.
In the Bucks Row. Okay, is it? There we go. Ah,
But what are all these people doing here, Holmes?
Apparently, they came to see the scene of the crime.
What about us? Aren't we going to see it?
We will return this evening, Watson. The circumstances shall be ideal for carrying out our little experiments. Well, Watson, we are at the scene of the Polly Nichols murder. Imagine the victim lying at the spot where she
They're
was
making
found
out right
and
next
try
to
to
the corpse.
discern all of the clues we can. Watson, you are a writer. I am therefore entrusting you with our deduction board. It will help us to establish certain facts.
Understood, Holmes.
okay. Oh. Did they really do this?
Let's look at this poor woman more closely. The throat was slit from left to right. There are 2 incisions. There is a bruise at the level of the right maxilla. There is a bruise on the left cheek. The tongue is swollen. The body was lying on its back, legs straight and slightly apart. The skirt had been lifted up to the middle of the body. The left hand was touching the barn door. The body was still warm. Let's reread the preliminary report for the details on the wounds inflicted upon this poor woman. Let's look at this poor woman more closely.
No, I don't wanna.
The body was still warm. Let's reread the preliminary. There is a black bonnet near the left hand. No marks on the ground. The ground is muddy. Let's look at this poor woman more closely.
I looked at the throat, right?
The throat was slit from left to right. There are 2 incisions.
Tongue, right jaw, left cheek. Okay.
No marks on the ground. The ground is muddy. No signs of blood. There is only one streetlight lit on this street, Watson, and this spot is particularly poorly lit.
Okay.
This spot is deserted, Holmes. The prostitutes only come here to exercise. This spot is deserted, Holmes. The prostitutes only come here to exercise.
Huh.
This spot is deserted, Holmes.
Let's look at this poor woman more closely.
Am I missing something or?
A small pool of blood, 6 inches in diameter. Well, Watson, we have found all of the possible clues, I think. We will now attempt to recreate the scene of the murder. Come closer, Watson. I have to make you up.
You are joking, Holmes? I feel ridiculous, Holmes.
Now, Watson, come and stand here in front of me. You shall play the role of the poor woman and I shall play that of the murderer. Let's try to reconstruct the facts to ensure the final result corresponds indisputably to the way that Polly Nichols was killed.
Okay. Shouldn't I stand up position? Bare hands first. That's right hand, left hand. Okay. Okay, well,
This position is unlikely.
okay. Alright, lying down. Knife. Knife will be in the left hand. Neck.
The murderer had enough room to inflict the wounds to the neck, and these wounds suggest the left hand was used.
Okay. Standing up. Choking her. I'll say with the left hand, right? With the right hand, gotcha, because predominant, like, yeah.
Yes, it's quite possible the events occurred like this. My dear Watson, now that we have found all of our clues, nothing remains but to subject them to our most likely hypotheses in order to deduce the facts.
Yay! Okay, so deduction board. No footsteps on the ground. Tongue is bloated. on it with the left hand. For your street lights. Huh. Oh, she wasn't holding it in her hand. Victim wasn't afraid, because, you know, prostitutes. No blood on the wall. Oh. Look at this. And dirty damn ground. Right? Victim had her throat slit, no trace of blood on the wall. Victim didn't have the throat slit while standing. Probably. Well, pulling blood as they were stabbed on the. God damn it. We're through water on the ground. He could not have had relations on the ground. Okay. Was killed here, was dead before being stretched out. Oh yeah, she was choked out, wasn't she? Okay. Well, that's kind of given right there. So I don't know really. Corpse was still warm. Tongue was bloated. Victim had a bruised jaw. Tongue was bloated. And then there. Corpse was still warm, no footsteps in the ground. Wasn't drugged. Was dragged. On the premises. Loaded tongue. What? Oh, strangled? Strangled. Gripping tightly, right? Right hand prevented the victim from screaming. right hand. Right hand. And he was a strong man. Oh, nope. Okay, something's wrong here. Okay. Oh, sorry. Left hand, right hands. There we go.
The
Sorry
victim
about
was most probably
two right
dead
hands.
before being laid down. Once the heart stopped, gravity drained the body slowly, not in a heavy spurt that would have stained half the street.
Thank you, Holmes. I understand why you told me not to change clothes. Do you realize that our behavior didn't alarm anyone?
The victim's ordeal was even more discreet. By acting in silence, we have confirmed something. The crime definitely took place here. The victim and her murderer were able to come here without making any noise, and afterwards the murder took place without the slightest cry being uttered. Come, Watson, let's go home. We have spent far too long in this sinister alley. And so, my dear Watson, the day and night which we passed in Whitechapel were enlightening, weren't they?
An adventure that I most certainly will never relate. To be in the skin of that poor woman. I prefer not to speak of it further. But have we really learned anything about the murderer? Obviously a man, given the necessary strength.
We have little to go on, at least no more than the police. But in my opinion, Inspector Aberline has a trick or two up his sleeve. No, I want to talk about the facts and what we can draw from them. We know where the crime was committed and under what conditions. I would like to ask you about the possible motives for the crime. According to you, Watson, what could have pushed the murderer to act in such a way?
Don't revenge. Black magic. Fucking no. Wait, what? Black magic, yes? Madness? Yes. Theft? Definitely not. Love, no. And then revenge, I guess?
Revenge, Holmes?
Revenge could be a possible motive, but with one small reservation. We have reason to believe that the victim considered her murderer to be a typical client.
Okay. Well, yeah. He's a prostitute, so it's
A
not love.
personal drama.
Love can certainly lead to many a drama, but we have to consider the fact that the victim didn't know her attacker.
Theft,
Black magic?
I'm not terribly interested in the occult or black magic.
You will
Let's give
be.
the benefit of the doubt to this motive.
Homicidal insanity, Holmes.
It is indubitable that the man who did this to Polly Nichols is not of his full senses.
and then...
Elementary. Very well, Watson. I think that we've exhausted the topic. Take a rest and we'll speak again later.